25 years old, I went to a treatment center for drug addiction, walked out of the treatment center. I think the guy's named Phil, the counselor. I was there 28 days. Insurance runs out, they kick you out. And I was terrified to leave. But I'd gone 28 days without using drugs for the first time in 3,650 days. And I was like, I got this. And the guy, Phil, says, you ain't got nothing. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, guys like you always come back. So if you've never been to a treatment center, and when you go to a treatment center, you basically divulge your whole life. You know, you do this inventory about who you are, where you are, how you got here, your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, everything. So I'm like, I'm gonna write books. I'm gonna become a best-selling author. I'm gonna do audiences all over the world. I'm gonna change the world. I'm gonna get rich. Like, I'm telling these guys all this stuff, and they're like, guys like you always come back. You're grandiose, you're inflated ego, you got a disease, you don't understand you have a disease. I'm like, what's a disease? You're a drug addict. I'm like, that's not a disease, that was a choice. I picked up drugs, I used drugs over and over and over again. It was a choice every time I did it. Every time I did it, I had a choice not to do it. I did. You got a disease. I'm like, okay, you're out of control, you don't have control of your universe, you're unmanageable, you're powerless. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I don't want to be powerless and I don't want to be unmanageable, but I'll buy it. I mean, I'm definitely screwed up. I just screwed up, wasted the last 10 years of my life. So I started going to meetings. I'm like, I'm powerless, I'm unmanageable. And then one day I'm like, dude, I'm not powerless. I'm powerful, and I misuse my power. And my life's not unmanageable anymore. I'm not using drugs anymore. You know, and I went to the meetings just so I wouldn't use the drugs. I needed a coach to keep me from using the drugs. But one day I woke up in those meetings and I'm just like, everybody here in these meetings, I love these guys. Like I'd go to 3 meetings a day, in the morning, at noon, and at night, just so I wouldn't use drugs that day. And one day I woke up, I'm like, guys, the only thing you're grateful for is you didn't use drugs today. I cannot live the rest of my life. I'm 35 years old, 40 years old. I am not gonna live the rest of my life saying, I had a big day because I didn't use. I'm like, I got to go do something else here, and that's when I really clicked and said, okay, I'm gonna become someone, not just be someone.